Hey! The Workers Club. I love the name.
Workers Club 113, Larry, Gus, Wilson, and last week's episode on Jim Ross, Slobberknocker, My Life in Wrestling, reinvigorated me. We're hitting that part where we finally start figuring out these people. I always think, oh no, we're never going to figure anything out with this, or it's going to be boring. We won't hit on something. And then slowly but surely, they kind of reveal themselves in a way where it's like, oh, I never thought about them like that. Or, like Brett, I knew Brett took himself seriously, but I didn't realize how, like, his brain actually worked in that regard and, like, how it affected his personal relationships and all that stuff. And even Sean Oliver, like, yeah, in a fiction book, we couldn't really get a read, but interviewing him, it's like, and he was always on, like, working. It's like, oh, okay, that tells you about, okay, we see, okay, got it. And with Jim, we're in the thick of it right now. Of his personal life is crumbling, and where wrestling stands with him. I knew JR was like Larry. I go back to absolutely nailing it with calling him an operator. But man, it really starts fleshing it out as Mid-South and the expansion and moving to Crockett and the two broken marriages. It's something. I'm really finding a new shades to Jim Ross that I didn't know.
There's a darkness.
Yes. He's so dry, but there is. We'll get into it. I did want to shout out Ian Douglas. He is still active. He just had a book come out, which we'll probably at some point read, I imagine. It's called, let me find it again. It is called A Decided Novelty. It is oh gosh, I just had it pulled up and then I lost it again. The Essential Guide to Black Pro Wrestling History, 1880 to 1950. And of course, It's getting rave reviews.
That's a tome for research. Wow.
And he did something else cool, which he made the cover artwork look like a green book from back in the day. Larry's favorite movie, The Green Book, Oscar winner.
Still haven't seen it. Despite the Sopranos tie-in, I need to.
Yeah. But
everyone always calls it one of the worst Best Picture winners ever.
I have not seen it. I imagine it's probably true. I mean, the Fairley brothers are involved. How can it be? And he's won in Webbies for his writing and what have you, or his, what he's working on creatively. So he's still out there crushing it. And then...
Oh, it just came out today, actually, that book.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And the other thing I had was, do you remember that WWE Unreal is going to be on Netflix, the Triple H speared...
Yes.
reality show. Well, Brandon Thurston and John Pollock had episode breakdowns.
Ooh, so they saw advanced copies?
Or
they just got synopsis?
I think they've just got... we have learned exclusive details
related
to the series. A source close to production compared the series to HBO's popular Hard Knocks. So it sounds like they were handed a press release, maybe. Episode 1 is a focus on the WWE Raw premiere on Netflix. Okay? Triple H is the narrator, by the way, with heavy presence presence in episode 1 and episode 5. Episode 2 is the Men's Royal Rumble, right? And the Saturday night main event ladder match. And, spotlight on Jey Uso and his Rumble win. Episode 3 focuses on the female talent. Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green, the Elimination Chamber. Episode 4 covers John Cena's heel turn. And guess what? Nick Khan will speak, as well as appearances by Dwayne Johnson and Brian Gewirtz.
Oh, boy.
Covering John Cena's heel turn. That's why it popped up in my news alert. And of course, episode 5 will be WrestleMania 41. So there you go. Are you excited to take a peek behind the curtain with old Brian Gewirtz talking about John Cena's heel turn? What if we did something never been done before?
That feels like it might be fun to watch from a cringe point of view. They managed to just kind of make it so just nothing, like the Stephanie thing. I tried to watch the episode with Triple H talking about entrances. There should be gold in there for me to mine. It's just all so sanitized and bullshit. I've heard all of these company lines before. I don't care anymore. There's nothing going to come out.
Check this out, Larry. This is for you. This is going to really get you. So for the Royal Rumble episode, there's going to be a visual feature following a wrestler throughout the match in a continuous sequence, said to be visually compelling.
It's going to be so bad because now guys just die in the corner.
And we get to watch and go, wow, what an arc, what a journey. But here, how about this scene? Are you ready? The 5th episode includes a scene of Levesque being handed notes for the next night's episode of Raw to emphasize the ongoing nature of WWE's creative process.
Okay. What does that even mean?
I guess that would be somebody handing him notes because he's just a middle manager. So maybe it's Nick Khan being like, this needs to happen tomorrow. And he's like, oh, okay.
That's what was stupid too, that Mania 9 documentary. There's like 5 minutes where it's like, did you know Nick Khan was there? It's like, why do I care about that? Who the fuck is that?
Because they got to retcon the history.
You're supposed to point to it and then yell up from the basement, Mom, Nick Khan.
Nick Khan was at WrestleMania 9.
He runs the company now. That's nice, dear. Okay. Let's do it. We left off
with the hoots.
The hoots.
A whole lot of hoots.
Yep, the hoots. That's right. And Junior. Yep. They're just trying to get through it. Just trying to get through it.
No, you had a good line. I was just finishing up about Robert Gibson and his giant dong of if he could hoot naked and make his dick move from the
yeah, I remember that. Speaking of somebody that could do that, I don't know that. At the top table, 1984, JR says that he knew his stock in the company was rising when he got to eat dessert with the big cat, Ernie Ladd.
Jim, send your money home. You don't have money for dessert.
So it's usually the booker and Bill. That's who's usually at these little dinners. And guess what? One day, Watts says to Jim, "You coming?" And
here's an extra $1 and a quarter. Go get yourself a soft serve, kid.
Yeah. He's excited.
Now, JR said he was making 6 figures, didn't he?
That's coming up. He's not doing that right now. Yeah. That's not happened yet. So he thinks, let's see, he's going to be under the learning tree, which I feel like Ernie Cat, when he says that to Jim Ross, is kind of being facetious, you know.
But come and sit under the learning tree, kid.
Yeah. JR wants to like, he'll give his opinion, but he's going to listen. He's going to learn, understand what really made this business tick. And of course, I wrote vertical and horizontal. I mean, it's already been explained to you, Jim. Before the booking came the eating. Cowboy and Ernie love to eat. Buffet style. That's what Jim writes. So, Ernie Ladd is at the buffet, and Jim Ross is watching Ernie Ladd lick his lips when he gets around the roast beef. It's a young lady, or it's a server, and Ernie is charming her to get more roast beef.
It's a buffet. It's gonna be there.
yeah, only one lap, Ernie. You can't go back. So he gets more food, and then Jim Ross writes it's a bit. I don't believe this happened.
Yeah.
He goes up to the server and goes, "I'm Jim Ross," and then she says, "I don't care." And he's just going, "Wow, Ernie's got all the charm and looks, charisma. Not me." So Jim is eating apple cobbler a la mode. And Ernie says to him, "You're turning into the junk food dog." Jim reveals that apple cobbler is his comfort food. It reminded him of home and his mother, who was the, quote, cobbler queen.
Okay.
Ernie offers up, this is the wisdom that he's looking forward to. Ernie offers up, you won't get far in the business. By the way, JR types in business.
No. If there's dialect written, you better
I have
read
to
it
do
correctly.
it. No, don't make me shout
Yeah,
all
you
over
gotta
this.
say- you gotta say-
No.
You gotta say
JR writes business. You won't get far in this business eating ice cream. It's interesting that he doesn't put a lisp on Dusty, but he puts business for Ernie Ladd. Real men eat lots of protein. Cowboy's trying not to laugh as he fills his mouth with meat and gravy. What a scene JR's painting. Ernie's licking his lips. Watts is stuffing his face with meat and gravy. Is he wearing the hat or is he taking it off? Is he a gentleman? He's taking his hat off at the table, or is he wearing that dumb hat?
I don't think around this time, he didn't really have the cowboy hat as part of his persona.
No.
That really wouldn't show up until, mid-90s, I think.
Okay.
I can't speak for Out of the Ring, but
Yeah.
it wasn't the JR cowboy hat thing. Yeah, it really wasn't until the mid-90s.
Now, there's a reason why Jim Ross is like a gaga over Ernie Ladd. And that's because Ernie Ladd used to play football. And JR loves football. And he knew about Ernie's football career. And Ernie taught him, wisdom and logic about wrestling. But he also taught Jim about life as an African American.
Like being in a burlap sack.
Yeah. When I was so then there's a couple times JR kind of dives. It's kind of maybe not totally, but a little protest too much. The amount of times already in this book, and we're on page 100, where he's like, just so we're clear, I'm not a racist.
I bet JR is less racist than some of the other folks we've covered.
Yes. And that's why I'm like, JR. Maybe he's at the Bill Watts connection where he's just like, I just want to.
Yeah. And he's got a quadruple. When you're the guy that's in charge of talent relations, that's.
Yeah. And he's got the fraternity thing ringing around in his head. Whatever that is. When I was a child in Oklahoma, it was illegal for African Americans to live anywhere they wanted in the county. Not because of the beliefs of the people who lived there at the time, but because of those old segregation laws. So JR is good at compartmentalizing. They weren't rushing to change the laws, Jim. He's like, they're good people. It's just these
Listen, we
laws
let
that they
you
were
live next door, but these just pesky laws, you know how hard it is. Once you get them in, they're just...
We got to get 100 signatures. It's just rather just live, just let's adhere to them.
That is too much.
He thinks that he didn't, he wasn't racist because his mother had Native American ancestry.
Oh God.
So he was not raised in a racist household.
Jim's wrong about Ernie Ladd's football teams, by the way. I just
You looked him up. Whoops.
He says he led his team to 4 AFL championships. They won 1. So just calm down. I mean, Ladd was great for 4 seasons. I don't know what the AFL was like in the 60s. Obviously, it wasn't the NFL. I know they were almost equally as good, but let's pump the brakes on, 4 straight championships, Jim.
Now I'm picturing JR handing him a football card and being like, and then he's like, yeah, that's me. And then he hands him another one of a different black player, and he's like, that's not me. And
That's
goes,
right. I don't think any... Has any football team ever three-peated even pre-merger?
4-peated is what he's claiming, but no.
I know. That's what's even more egregious.
That's like, oh, sure. That's like Celtics Red Auerbach days.
Right.
Yeah.
The San Diego Chargers, yep. 4 American Football League championships. Wow.
No.
The Chargers dynasty.
Maybe that's what Jim's conflating. I don't know.
So he just said as a kid, he did not understand the plight of the African American people. He just figured it was a no-brainer to give them equal treatment. And this is where I wrote, he's laying it on a little thick. He writes, as a kid, I always made a point of listening to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when one of his speeches was being broadcast. And then he's looking in the paper for like a transcript. He's memorizing the speeches. And then he talks about Ernie Ladd being a trailblazer. And then he kind of says, Watts, wasn't a thing with Watts. He used both a black booker in Ernie and a black top star in JYD. And so they're eating, and then Ernie asks Bill, are you taking me home? Watts says, drive yourself home. Ernie says, come on. And then they do a bit, I guess, where Watts drives Ernie around, and Ernie sits in the back seat. And the idea that this town they're in is so racist that they can't believe that a black guy's being driven around by a white guy.
How many people are seeing you drive?
And then seeing you long enough to...
Yeah. That kind of struck, this whole thing kind of struck me as, Jared going, see, Watts wouldn't do that if he wasn't racist. It's like, maybe Watts thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
Maybe Watts is being weird. Look, he thinks, hey, look at that guy in the back seat. He thinks he has rights. He likes to cosplay like he's better than me. Yeah, it's kind of dark when you think about it, Jim. The next booker from Memphis was Bill Dundee.
Ugh.
Remember him? He's popped up in some books, right?
Yeah.
Steve's right.
I mean, I guess he would have had to have. I don't really remember hearing much about him, though.
I think he popped up for a paragraph or 2 in Mix as well.
He wasn't allowed to be part of to wrestle because they didn't want him to make himself the focal point of the show. And finally, he kind of wears Watts down. And they start letting him in, and he says within a month, Dundee was trying to put himself over in featured roles. He brings up that he's doing commentary with Joel Watts, and Joel was good. He thought Joel was good at his job. And one day he sees Bill writing on his yellow legal pad. And it simply says JYD. That's what he's written down, just JYD.
I know. Come on, Jim.
And it's just like, it's that thing where we talk about like the bookers and how hard and the amount of time they got to spend. And Bill Watts is just jotting down the letters JYD and then calling it a day. Note made. What's in Paul's legal pad when he's talking about, when he's putting those cheaters down at the edge of his nose and he's writing down Bronson, Rusev, tournament.
Cross.
Yeah, cross with an arrow pointing not up, just maybe just going one just parallel. He's got art, cut art truth, and then that's scribbled out. Whoops. Changes from New York, 1984. He's spending more time in the wrestling business. My parents were getting divorced, and my own marriage began to wobble again. Hey, wobble.
Wobble, wobble.
He's hustling. He's learning. He's moving up. And then, without saying a word to anyone, Junkyard Dog signed with the WWF. And JR says this was wrong on all fronts. Take a drink. So, did we lose Larry? He ran off.
Uh-oh.
I'm pausing it. I hope my microphone and all that is good. We'll find out. We've been having issues. So Watts is equally, he's angry. He's rejected, dejected. He's sad. JR has said that JYD leaving without any notice is wrong on all fronts. Watts says, quote, "You don't do that. You don't just walk out on the territory that made you a star without giving notice, without making a star out of someone else on your way out." And he just talks about how Cowboy's very hurt about this, and then he keeps like, he'll go on their programming and say things like, "Mid-South we're the best wrestle. I guess JYD couldn't hang. But it's okay though. We have some great talent." He's doing cope on TV, and JR's kind of sadly watching him. So wrestling's all about the next new thing, and that leads us to Georgiana Shea, C.A. Georgiana Shea, Watts' secretary. I almost looked this person up, but I forgot to. Bill Watts had a secretary named Georgiana Shea, and she says, "WrestleMania? What the hell is a WrestleMania?" Paul Bosch had called and told Watts about WrestleMania.
Goddamn Connecticut bullshit.
Jim is taking their TV product to stations. He's kind of like, ooh, WrestleMania's going to help us because everybody will know about wrestling. And he's selling. He's doing so well he can't even keep up with the stations. And he's thinking, at this time he says, he's looking at New York and what New York's doing. He goes, "I want in someday." They're saying shush.
I got info.
On Georgina.
Oh no. August 8th, 2011, from the Oklahoma Sports Tributes. So, Georgiana Findle Say, one of a kind. Raised on a cattle ranch in North Dakota, hard work every day. As an adult, working with professional wrestling's brutes for a living was tame compared to sticking a hot branding iron on the butt of an angry bovine. Okay.
A dancing bovine.
We got quotes. The boys would call her about so many things, and she handled them all like her men children, with respect and value, said Cowboy Bill Watts. Big Ernie Ladd loved her. So many of our wrestlers really grew to respect her. Wow, she was such a blessing to me personally and for my business. So she died at 89 in 2011.
She's the first person I heard say WrestleMania.
Listen to this. She could make subtle comments that were just priceless. At one point, I had a beautiful canary diamond pinky ring. When I showed her, she said, "Well, that'll really look good as you pick your nose."
Lovely.
So she'll give you the business right back.
You got a canary yellow pinky ring. Still.
Canary yellow pinky ring. Well, he's the cowboy.
Stares and queers.
JR's looking at him going, would John Wayne wear that? He's thinking, would that look good on me? He's running it all through his head. There is a world where Jim Ross is big into like a pinky ring, a gaudy pinky ring, where he's running, some kind of
full Liberace get up
out by the pool. Oh man! See, now you got me thinking about the Liberace movie, Behind the Kendall Albert, that I've endorsed, I think, on this podcast.
Yeah, we've definitely.
Yes. Your son, your father, your lover, your brother. Want to be all things to you. Okay, so now, oh boy, Muhammad Ali. The last time Muhammad Ali has shown up, it was with Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan was seeing the Parkinsons a mile away.
He smelled it. He was like one of those super dogs.
He kind of was just looking askew at Ali and going, "This guy's going to have some troubles in the 2000s."
It was well before the 2000s.
It's 1985. It's the greatest. JR says that Muhammad Ali had the fastest, most precise punches that he'd ever witnessed. And he has an assignment to shadow Muhammad Ali in his home in Los Angeles for a few days because Mid-South is bringing him in. And again, JR puts it in again. It's only only Muhammad Ali and Ernie Ladd. Ali says, and then I'm going to eat this sandwich. Why is it only Ernie Ladd and Muhammad Ali that get the patois? I think I've heard Muhammad Ali say sandwich, and he doesn't say sandwich.
JR's not racist, okay?
So Muhammad Ali keeps doing the biting the coin in half trick, where he bites the coin in half and then makes it appear whole in his hand. And JR is thrilled about it, but then kind of it's losing its punch, but he's still enjoying the show. JR says that even though Watts had replaced JYD with a similarly jacked African-American man, the snowman was not JYD. Then he says that, Watts brought in Ali and his quote-unquote spiritual advisor, Bundini Brown. And I Wilson to myself because I'm not a big Ali fan, but I'm an Ali fan, and would watch all those tapes. I'm going to get all these wrong because I Wilson myself because I was like Bundini Brown. I was like, yeah, what was his nickname? Toots. And I even Googled Bundini Brown nickname, and I was Googling Bundini Brown Toots. I just had created something out of in my own head and made it and I was sure of it. I was looking. I was like, maybe there's a clip where Jamie Foxx in the movie is like, "Call me Toots." I don't know. Well, anyway,
who is this you're talking about?
It's a corner man for Ali.
Oh, the corner man. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Oh, I see. I see. Okay.
he, famously, he was the one. He would write some of the lines for Ali. He would come up with some of the saying. He came up with "float like a butterfly, sting like a bee."
I'd never heard of this guy, so it's foreign to me.
Great head of hair.
He's like the Phil
Google.
Hartman to Muhammad Ali's Pee Wee Herman.
Sure, yeah, the whisperer. Yeah. He puts it all together.
Very poignant comparison.
Now, who is Snowman and Ali involved with? What program? Who has the other spot? Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah.
The real life son of Grizzly Smith.
Now,
It's a damn good program.
what's weird, JR just says it goes off without a hitch, right? And shares his little Muhammad Ali story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's in Sex, Lies, and Headlocks.
Mm-hmm.
They claim that Jake Roberts no-sells Ali.
He says that too.
JR says that?
Yeah, he says that.
Okay. I didn't see that. I must have fucking skipped that. I was looking for that too.
Well, can we talk about Jake the Snake being a Nepo baby?
Go ahead.
Getting this free spot? Didn't work for it, I don't think. How over was he to get a spot? Was Muhammad Ali involved? 1985?
He was.
Yeah. Hacksaw should have gotten the shine.
After old Grizz is done committing heinous crimes, he walks over to Watts and goes, "How about you take a look at my boy?
I owe him one."
He's real pissed off at me because of, and he just gestures around all the,
No, I don't think I do, Grizzly. I'm gonna need you to.
Yeah, me and his mom. You know that story, right?
He's bitching a fit about it, so let's just give him a job.
But Jared does notice as Ollie's walking around, he's 40 years post-retirement, and he's moving a little unsteady. So he makes that note. Okay, give the guy a break.
See, I think it's 82 or 83. There's some talk show appearance Ali makes, and he's showing signs, and he does talk about it too. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of denying. He's like, "You'll have to tell me if you're seeing this," but he is fucked up already. So I think that was JR's not a seer for. It was in the public consciousness.
Yeah. So he's combining the public with like his experience there. He's like, "Yeah, I saw it too." As he walks around his house, Ali tries to give him an Elvis jumpsuit. JR does. He initiates operator mode and asks Ali, "Can I give my house a call?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "I did it so I could obtain Ali's home phone number, which would show up on my mom's phone bill at the end of the month." And he says he swears he's not going to use it. He's not going to use it. He just wants to have it and tell his friends that he has it. And it's like, you would totally, like, if he was like, say Ali had not done Mania or whatever, or it doesn't end up doing, is this before or after? It's 85? It's around that time?
Yeah. I think he does this first and then Mania.
Yeah, he would, if say he had not gone to the Fed and then JR was there, he totally would tell Vince, whose number I got. And he used to, and he's done something for, Now here's something I wanted to talk about because he's enjoying this time with Muhammad Ali, and he writes one sentence, "And wrestling put me there." And I was like, do any other occupations do this? Or like sports adjacent or anything? Like, Larry, you find yourself in your business in an affluent, wealthy, known person, and you're like, "And you know why I'm here, don't you?" Thanks to this. Do you do that? You go,
Isn't that what I said about being in Jimmy Haslam's house? Painting put me here.
Oh, so I guess you do. I was gonna say, like, somebody's like serving Shaq a sandwich is like,
Yeah, no.
thank God I'm a server, or I would never had this experience of what serving a sandwich.
I'd take an easier job over that. Yeah.
JR, go do sports media, JR. You would have, met somebody. It's okay. And he talks about listening and learning again. At this point, I'm gonna get him pukey because I'm very dismissive of the whole pro wrestling learning tree. There's only so many wrestling lessons. It's very finite. He brings up that Bill Watts got Muhammad Ali a paid gig while he's in Oklahoma. What?
I think you're right about that. I never think of it that way. Because, sorry to be off topic, but I think that's a good point. Like the Jade thing, okay, just needs a little more time. Yeah. I'm like, listen, if you don't have it in 6 months, you will never have it.
No.
And I think that's why you're either going to grasp those 5 or 6. The heel should cheat. There's just a few of those really that wrestling is made up of.
Tuck your chin.
Yeah. Then if you're not getting it, yeah.
Maybe if Bryan Danielson, they had Bryan Danielson training her. What? Okay, like it's like what? Prince Albert is going to finally crack the code.
He just needs a few more thousand forward rolls.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Maybe that's what. Maybe with remember the NXT thing? It was Sean was like, okay, well, I trained Bryan Danielson, so maybe I'll be able to figure it out. She needs to go be trained by the guy that trained her. I don't know. Yeah, what do you say? Look at the camera. That's what they like to do at NXT. Make sure you're looking at the right camera. You mean the one pointed at my face? That's in the same spot every time in every building. Make sure to find that. Okay. Or as Paul likes to say, when you're right here where we put a little piece of tape, stop. And then kind of look around and kind of have your little moment, do your little whatever. Okay? Then keep walking. Got it. Driving down the road. How long do you stand at that piece of tape? I don't know, 15 seconds. I'm thinking about maybe doing 10.
I was a little surprised at some of the entrances on that Saudi show.
Didn't watch.
When everyone's got one, none of them are important. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Triple H is trying to force every act over, you know what I mean, over the finish line with a big fucking... Karrion Kross doesn't need a production for an entrance. I mean, he does need it.
Jeez. I mean, he did when he was wearing the mask. He would just come out and it's just like, yep, there he is. There, especially
How many
without
people had overproduced entrances back in the day? No, there were never cues. There was never spots. You hit the fucking rock and roll, and you go out there and get smashed.
Okay, how about this? Let's play it out.
Yeah, that's the quote of the day. That's wrestling.
I like to always play that out. Okay, we're talking about JYD. Picture it up on the big screen. J. What? Him? JYD. Yep, a sound cue. And he comes out. He's got to stop. He's got to whip his chain, and he's kind of does a thing with his chain maybe. And then he comes back down. They got some smoke, maybe some lights for him. He does it. They tell him, do the dance with the chain at the top. Then when you get to the apron, do it again. Then in the ring, and that would have helped him get over. I can't believe he ever got over just walking to the ring. All those guys that just walked to the ring, somehow they were losing it. The fans, they believed. I like that JYD. I like that theme song.
Yeah, was,
and then the fans could be like, "Hey, this better be Def Rebel." What's the one they don't like?
They don't like Def Rebel.
Oh, this better not be Def Rebel.
Because I'm pretty sure Def Rebel is AI. They use a lot of AI music.
Oh, I thought for a minute like you're saying like they're one of those newfangled AI artists. They don't exist. They're not real.
Well, but it's close to that. That's basically
it's close to that. I guess Jake the Snake already. I was like, who else could we do? And then Jake the Snake does. They redid his thing where so it says like "Trust me," and then it like goes, you know, it's like a little remix gimmick.
Boy, was he the first guy? Was that the
have
first?
Like catch something
to
like
say his catchphrase before the music?
Trust me.
It probably was. That was 91.
Way to go, Jim Johnson.
Other than, okay, you could say DiBiase laughing.
Yeah. Does he walk around in the back and go, I started that? You know how all of you guys have the same thing where you have like something you say?
Nick Ebersol or Basil DeVito, one of those fucking guys.
Yeah.
Or was it Michael Hayes?
I was going to say there's about 15 different people who claim to have invented entrance music, and Michael Hayes is one of them.
Muhammad Ali says, goodbye, my Oklahoman friend. And he shows him the trick again. And yeah, so Bill Watts gets him a gig for a rich oil man son's birthday party. $25K to show up, shake hands.
I guess the Ali chapter, maybe that's why I didn't catch the Jake story, because listen, man, I loved the 95 Indians. Okay. If I met Albert Bell, I wouldn't want to. I don't care that much. Like, JR is just such a jock sniffer. Like, you could tell he's regaled people with this story several times over drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes to himself.
Yeah.
I spent my 3 days in Los Angeles with Ali, and we should make that movie. JR's 3 days in Los Angeles with Ali, and then his 3 days in the bookend is his 3 days in New Orleans.
I mean, Hauser's booked pretty solid right now, but we could probably see if we could get him for JR.
Yeah. 3 days with the champ, and it's just it's really about Ali and this pro wrestling Oklahoma boy. We'd have to create some hijinks. We'd have to take liberties.
Michael B. Jordan.
Well, here it is right here. Look, this is what they talked about here. This is a lot of the scenes. We got to work on these scenes right here. We had hours of chats, him and Ali, about women. Lots of women. Racism. Our country's future. I was lighting up. This is a list. I love this list. Frazier. Foreman. Promoters, how he and his camp made extra money in an era when boxing stars, especially black boxing stars, that's what he wrote, still did not make what they deserved or earned. They talked extensively about about food and the wonderful meals that our mothers prepared for us growing up. And we both loved to go to Dookie Chase's.
Do you have any nostalgic meals that your parents prepared for you growing up that you'd be like, man, that dish? My parents,
Okay. Unfortunately, I do.
Okay. I have one, but it's kind of just a meme that we started. Otherwise,
I Gus, do you have this? Do you have food?
Despite my absolute loathing and rage that we've gotten into in the past, yes, there are foods that I would be nostalgic for.
Okay, thanks. Okay. My mother was a wonderful cook, and we had a garden, and that she worked on. So we always had the fresh veg, right? And she was big on steak, and just the classics. A grilled steak or spaghetti or taco salad or chicken wings, just all nothing crazy. Mashed potatoes. My father, though, when we'd visit him, he didn't know nor want to learn how to cook, and so he would make us kid cuisines.
Ooh.
And we also had spaghetti night, Friday night spaghetti night, because he can do that.
Did you eat the brownie?
Yes. I ate it all.
Yeah.
The apples, with the syrup, the wonderful veg in there, the green beans or whatever they would put in there. Yeah, kid cuisine.
The only thing I have is my father was the better cook. One time, he only made it once that I can remember. He made this meatloaf surprise, he called it.
Oh, yeah?
It was a slice of meatloaf and then a slice of mashed potatoes and then made into a roll.
Nice.
And it was amazing.
That's good. Yeah, I bet. It sounds great. Have you guys ever had porcupine balls? Do you know what that is? That was another staple in the house from my grandma. It's just ground beef, and then you put rice. You put seasoning, what have you, and you make balls with the rice and the ground beef, and then you put like basically ketchup as a topping. They're like gigantic rice-filled meatballs. Meatball? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it is very like if you just put a pepper in there, it'd be the same kind of seasonings and ingredients.
I guess that's true. See, now you guys have convinced me because my father does make some mean fucking stuffed peppers, so I can't say there aren't signature dishes. I might,
My mother makes deviled eggs all the time to the point that I'm very critical of deviled eggs. I go out of my way to try deviled eggs. I think she makes the best ones. Not devil. I don't like when deviled should be kind of like a tart or like sweet, possibly. No. Just mustard and vinegar and mayonnaise. That's all you need. Don't make them. You make them savory, if anything, and tangy. Don't make them like relishy tasting. Don't do that. Nobody wants egg yolk that tastes like sweet. Right? Nobody else likes.
I don't want any of this. So you're on your own here with your bougie foods.
Gus, deviled eggs.
No, you're on an
They're
island.
easy. Come on. You boil
scramble eggs. I don't devil them.
Oh, okay. Boil an egg. You chop it in half. You take the yolk out. So they're going through it, and JR knows that Ali can work a punch, but Ali, I guess, is deciding to work Bill Watts and Jake the Snake. He keeps asking Bill Watts, how do you throw a working punch? And he just goes, okay, I'll figure it out when I'm out there. And he says, here it is. He threw great work, beautiful working punches. Jake, however, decided that he needed to protect Jake, so he didn't sell the punches as the knockout blows that Bill Watts had wanted them to be.
Imagine no selling Ali. Like, how do you even?
I'll just stumble into the ropes. He grazed me.
Listen, I don't believe a fucking word Jake says, but I had looked up a story of him on his podcast telling this story.
Yeah.
And he says Ali came to him in the back after this and said, "You're a smart man because you got to come back here Monday, and that's why you didn't sell my punches. I respect you."
That did not happen. There's no way. There was probably like a trash can that Jake, after smoking crack.
And that's what CM Punk was talking about on that podcast all those years later, where he's like, I have to go back on Monday and be there. And you beat me with a part-time guy? Didn't you ever hear what Ali, that wise old man, said to Jake the Snake Roberts when they were in the Superdome?
I respect you.
1985. JR wants more money. He basically tells Cowboy, like, look, if this is it, this is all I'm making, I'm going to have to go elsewhere. And he knew that the booker, whoever the booker would be, was making $25,000 more than him. He knew that. And this is what JR considers his duties at this time in 85. Promotion of the live events, TV syndication, TV promos, ad packages. He's developing all these things. Plus, he's an on-air talent, and he's also in the booking meetings. So he says all that, and Watts says, how about I bump you up 25,000? And JR quickly says, deal. And he's kind of excited. He's like, oh my God, I'm making as much as the booker. But he's also, by the way, it should be clear, right? The booker's just booking. JR's still doing everything.
Correct.
So still a deal for once. Okay.
Yeah, he should have held out for more.
And so they shake on it, and this is where JR says he's making a six-figure salary. So I assume this extra $25,000 is now putting him at exactly $100,000. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
As soon as you cross that $100,000 threshold, It's not I'm making $100,000 a year. It's I'm making a six-figure.
I'm making six figure. That's because I was chuckling because I was like, well, he wasn't. So 25, he's making. I guess that would be bad.
75 at the lowest possibility.
Yeah, and JR writes, wrestling already had my every waking moment. I was both obsessed and worn down by it.
Wife and kids.
Well, that's why I looked up the inflation. It's $330,000 a year he's making now.
That's damn good. That's big house money.
So I'm keeping that in mind if he complains about wife and kids and alimony again.
He does. He kind of starts going, less sleep, more hustle, less time for my kids, more wrestling.
Plus, that's all take home because it's not getting taxed.
I guess my thing when I was writing, I was making note of his duties. I kind of was like, and maybe he brings it up again what his duties are in regards to his time. But it's kind of like, once you've done one promo day, I mean, like I was trying to account for all his time that he said, I can't be with my kids. I know he's traveling, I understand that, but some of it, like the office stuff, it's like, I feel like when he's like, I was making the ads, and it's like, once you made one, isn't it plug and play? Like how?
Yeah, you should have a template where it
should be very almost tedious. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just not the way they did it, though. I mean, I see value in what JR did. He was probably working his ass off.
I'm sure he was, but to the point that he couldn't see his kids. He can't be home.
No, of course.
Outside of that's what I was like, where he was just like, and it's like where JR's like, JR, you can't find some schmuckarino to be like, hey, this is how you make ads for a wrestling show.
That's what a smart person would do. Yeah.
Put it off on Joel Watts.
He was too busy working, 15-hour days making video packages because that's what JR said his job was, doing the video.
That's true. He did make the video packages. Show Boyd Pierce how to use the copy machine.
There you go. What's Watts doing? There's a lot of times I'm always wondering because Jared's like he works so hard, and it's like, what is he doing? Because it sounds like you're doing everything. What are you like? What is he doing other than writing the letters J, Y, and D into his legal pad and then taking off for the rest of the day to go eat at a buffet? And what was that a reminder of, that JYD was leaving?
I know that story didn't really go anywhere.
Well, I mean, what did JYD call? That was the day he called him. He's like, just so I don't forget tomorrow, JYD quit. So he is. What is it saying? Where are we at here? Oh, he goes into the whole Turner WWF, them coming in. Buying the TV time. Turner turns to Watts, essentially, and says that they want them to come in and replace the TV.
Well, because Vince is on.
Vince is on. Nobody likes it.
So he can't kick Vince off, but he's going to give Watts a shitty slot, right?
Yes. 9:30 a.m. slot, or was that what? Yeah, that was what the Georgia had. The ratings were not good. Yes. The contract was for 13 weeks. They want the 6:05 slot on Saturday is what they're hoping for. JR writes, my workaholic nature began. I underlined that and wrote 3 question marks, to adversely affect my personal relationships in a harsh way. Began. Especially when it came to being a father. Crown Royal and a little marijuana enabled me to self-medicate enough to stay on the road. Being impaired also helped me live with myself and the person I was becoming.
Talk about it, brother.
What did I write here? JR's proudly.
It's the loop.
What? JR's proudly tour. I don't have no idea what JR's proudly tour means. Hold on, I'm hearing a knock at the door. He talks about yeah, this is where I wrote. He talks about how they're trying to get the TV off the ground and just everything he does. I tape the local market TV inserts. You know, he kind of goes through his schedule every Wednesday, every Tuesday. He's prepping. So you go, what about Tuesday then? No, that's a whole day of prepping for the show. He's got to write things down like Bob Sapp, strong. Like, I don't know, like,
Iceman over Terry Taylor.
Yeah, he's writing, bring up, what is it? Iceman went to Utah. You know, what's the whole day? A whole day of prep.
Hey, Paul stays up till 3 a.m., so.
When he said that, when he's like, it never stops. Or like when people talk about Vince McMahon, like, he's always thinking about wrestling. What a cursed existence. Being awake at 3 a.m. to be like, what if Kofi Kingston, you're thinking about Kofi Kingston at 3 a.m.? Or whoever. Say he only thinks about main eventers. So he's just thinking about Roman Reigns and just what? The bloodline.
You're right. That's not true. You're not thinking about that. No.
Yeah, I know.
You have to be sick.
We know.
Hang out like 3 months in a day. No problem, I feel like.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, Dundee was awesome booking Mid-South. Dusty in fucking Mid-Atlantic writing shit on a napkin fucking at the Denny's at 4 p.m. before the show. It's fine. It's awesome.
It's fine. It's not hard. Gus, look, I hate to say the TEW thing, but Gus and I easily were booking multiple shows and had it was not taxing at all. And one show was just devoted to making Dave Meltzer happy. Gotta say, the Jim Ross segments were always the real rating, the draws, the sit-down interviews with JR. He's a draw.
4-piece series with Mike Santana.
We were gonna do what no one else has been able to do: get Mike Santana over.
Might have made me watch.
What a world that we were watching, because he was probably getting slightly pushed because we were trying to adhere to kind of what Tony Khan was doing, and I think he was currently on the Santana singles honeymoon.
It was that 2-week. It was like that 2 or 3 program where Ortiz and Santana had their program that was mostly taking place on Rampage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is he on NXT now? What's going on with that guy?
I know that he showed up like once or twice. Yeah.
Yeah, he treated it like I finally made it. It's like I'm getting ripped to shreds on Reddit for saying that the Earthquake line about framing a picture of Earthquake. I'm up to unless I looked 45 downvotes. They don't like me over there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, Joe Henry took a picture of a thing that he gave himself, which was a framed picture of him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the atom bomb.
Yeah. Yes, and I wrote that on Reddit, being a little stinker. And now I have 45 downvotes, and people are mad. And there's comments saying like that I'm. One guy was like, "Oh," like I said, "Oh, so you walk into somebody's house when they have a diploma, and they're just like, oh, well, everyone's gone to college. Like so many people, you just shit on accomplishments." And I was like, "Well, diplomas are real. That's one." And I was like, Harvey Whippleman has more Mania minutes than Joe Henry. So what? Like, are we standing and clapping for Bruno? I don't understand.
It is Snooki.
Yeah, it was just a joke. That was like, what happened to wrestlers going to the pay window and being like, "All right, I got on the bigger show." Like, what? Like, it's just a joke. The marks are in the ring. Old Jim Cornette. And And people are so tied to this guy. It's like one guy was like, "Oh, it's so stupid that people are still crying about this." Yes, I'm crying. People are still crying about this. TNA said they were happy. Joe Henry said he was happy. Tommy Dreamer said it was good for the company. And I was like, I read that and I'm going, oh, well, Tommy Dreamer said something. On Busted Open? Oh, shit, well. I couldn't even respond to that person, apparently. I don't know if I'm limited or I'm banned. Fucking. I wanted to say, like, well, if TNA said the decision they made was good, no more questions. Of course, Joe Henry's happy about it. He's got a job at the end of this. What are you talking about?
And a fucking commemorative plaque that he had commissioned.
Yes. And I don't care. I don't know who that's for. Because let me tell you, as somebody with kids, if I told somebody that, like, one of my greatest accomplishments they don't care. What does it matter? They're a separate human being. What does it matter? So even if he has children, does or will, and he points to him and goes, that was when I was my first WrestleMania. They're just going to be like, okay.
Yeah.
Next.
My father's showing me the first program he ever wrote on Fortran.
Are these people standing up when somebody wins an Oscar and being like, I'm just happy that they're happy? I don't give a fuck. It's just a joke. Like, the fact that he posted it out, it's like these, and then I don't want to. I was going to start veering into CM Punk's afraid for his life.
Listen, Dick Murdoch would not have a framed picture of himself doing a job. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. No one in Mid-South would.
That's all. Hey, that's all we're saying. And there's at least now 45
Just
people
have a
that are
shred
upset.
of dignity.
Yeah, have contempt for your job like everybody else on the fucking planet.
That's the thing. And even if you get it, you put it in your little basement or whatever. You don't need to show it off to the world. Like,
that's what. Okay, I'm gonna get into it. Fine, I'll get into it. That invites parasocial behavior, and the wrestlers decry that. But then get offline. Then, if you don't want any engagement, then turn everything to private. There's this weird look. It just came out with the Mike Johnson thing where he's like, someone's gonna die. And then their theory popped up that it was because CM Punk was like, this is too much online criticism. You know this is going to turn ugly, right? That's the theory. That it was floated by Punk camp to be like, can you write a story that backdoors stop being interested in wrestlers' personal decisions? Because there's a darker way of that, side of that. And it's when wrestlers stalk and kill, or fans stalk and kill the wrestlers.
What are you talking about? You're losing me.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Don't be stupid.
There's a theory floating around. Mike Johnson. no. Mike Johnson. After everybody spent a weekend dumping on CM Punk, Mike Johnson's response was, one of these days, people that are online criticizing wrestlers or even talking or discussing, they're going to kill someone.
No, that's normal.
And it kind of was like, I was watching all this CM Punk stuff, kind of, and it made me think, maybe we're taking this, maybe we should step back. And it's like, what? The two articles written about CM Punk does not relate to a mutant standing outside Liv Morgan's apartment, or Sonya Deville's apartment, with a knife in his bag.
Yeah.
Look, there's some sick puppies. Which, by the way, one of Mike Johnson's fixes was that AEW and WWE should hire drivers for everybody. It's like, what business are you talking about?
Yeah,
They're hiring drivers.
Yeah.
The WWE is going to start paying for transportation.
And not just transportation, but fucking drivers.
And staff. For everybody. Because CM Punk went to Saudi Arabia.
Nikki
and people
Cross
were mean about
it. Piper Niven's getting a driver.
But to the point that if I have a solution for getting rid of the freak fans, stop being on social media. Just it's not even that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. the parasocial stuff, that's what it invites. You know, I'm witnessing it firsthand. I'm being abused now by parasocial fans because I don't care enough about Joe Henry, 40-year-old Scottish wrestler, comedy guy.
We both came here to share our perspectives. What a wonderful world.
Yeah, this guy goes, so I go, yeah, okay. I said the thing. And then the guy goes, yeah, well, some people think that's mean. And I wrote, okay. We both now shared our opinion on it. What are we doing? There's still okay. Wrestling was always called.
Take a break. Can we take
you
5?
want to take a break?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Mid-South. Here we go. They're expanding, going national. Okay. JR, after listing all his responsibilities, says, when it came to my kids, I made sure I met my financial responsibilities, but little else. And I wrote, there's still something left unsaid here. Like, he's not really... He talks about pro wrestling being his love and his obsession, and there's never really an understanding of, like, why he's trading that out for, like, his family life. I know we speculated that he's just possibly...
No, you're right. It does beg for that, some sort of probing, but JR, he never delves. Right?
Which is weird, because I thought, well, maybe it's not that kind of book, but then he starts writing about, like, we were right, by the way. We were right about his dad's... his dad, they get a divorce. The kids are out of the house, and the dad, they get a divorce. Or
Saturdays.
and the dad is with another woman in a town, and it kind of is... He doesn't delve into exact, but he does the dialogue. We'll get to it. And the dialogue is essentially like, you cheated on mom, you know. JR says, wrestling was always calling. Well, my point being, JR, maybe he's just not going to get personal. That's just not his thing. And then he just all of a sudden drops like this family drama out of nowhere. It's like, I didn't need to know that your dad was also like, your marriage is falling apart. Your dad is leaving your mom. That's just, okay.
He's got grudges and he's aiming to solve them.
Wrestling was always calling, and his call could be cruel sometimes. He talks about the Mid-South ratings being great. They're better than the WWF. And then he goes, we got canceled. And Watts says, Turner met Jim Crockett at the yacht club. Crockett offered to get Vince off TBS. So, they're going to go with Crockett, which leaves Watts out. And JR does make a point that Mid-South got better ratings than Crockett. Bill now is kind of being painted as a kind of dumb, because the JYD thing, he's scribbling in his notebook, you know, he's kind of coping on camera. So after this turn of events with the TV shows, Bill is sitting at his desk in disbelief. Turner didn't keep his word. He screwed me. What happened to the power of a handshake? Do you remember? Who here has seen Jerry Maguire?
No.
Okay. Tom Cruise is a sports agent, and he's trying to get Jerry O'Connell, that member Sliders, that actor, Stand By Me.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a star quarterback who Tom Cruise wants to sign, Jerry Maguire wants to sign, and his dad is played by Beau Bridges. And he finally works him over, and then he gets them agreed to sign with him, but they don't sign anything on paper. And Beau Bridges goes, "What the way we do things around here?" And he puts out his hand. "My word is as strong as oak." And, Jerry. But then later they flip on Jerry and go with someone else. And Tom Cruise has this whole rant where he's like, "What happened to the handshake? Huh? Strong as oak?" He's free. Huh?
Okay.
The handshake. You shook my hand. It reminds me, that's how Bill operates. But he's not he's Jerry Maguire. He's not Bo Bridges. He thinks it's real. We spit in our hands and we shook. That should be good as any lawyer document. But
well, remember Ole wanted to do an actual blood oath with the Briscoe brothers. So I think these promoters were just of a different mindset.
Getting a lawyer costs money. So Cowboy goes, look, we're going to go national. And we're going to need a new name. And that brings us to part 3, the UWF, 1986 to 1987. And I don't know, you guys would know better than me. I'm like, a whole part 3, this book is split into parts, then chapters with years. And I was like, a whole part of this book is devoted to the UWF, and it's less than 10 pages. Is that enough? Is that too little? Too much?
Not much happened once it was the UWF.
I guess also seeing just the year where it's like it did exist for a year, 2 years. I'm like, 10 pages out of 2 years of where something major occurred. I don't know. Maybe again, I'm not familiar.
No one ever likes talking about the losses either, though.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a good idea until it wasn't. Anyways, on to this is what Watts says. It's 1986. I'm going to put you with Michael so we get more of a yin and a yang. And I wrote, Jimmy wasn't even born yet. Anybody? No?
Oh, boy.
Do you want to hear the rough draft of that?
Sure.
I've heard of an Andrew Yang, but a yin and a yang? Anything?
You were correct to revise, but
I did. I went, wasn't there a wrestler named Yang? I also like that Bill Watts is familiar with duality. He wants to. There needs to be a yin and a yang on the booth. Don't you know?
Come on. He went to college.
And basically, JR goes, well, Vince McMahon and Jesse Ventura are getting over, and everybody likes them, so that's what he's trying to do. But I like this, too. Michael is going to bring out the heel perspective that the audience mightn't, and he puts mightn't want to hear, but is true.
See, there you go. There's a white guy that he wrote
Yep.
dialogue for.
I like the heel perspective that they don't want to hear, but it's true. What's the heel perspective in 1986? I'm going to blind this guy. I'm going to blind this black guy.
Come on.
It's bad, but you know what, hon? It is true. Sometimes, right? You want to do it. I was all... JR writes, I was all in as usual.
We know.
So he goes, Michael P.S. Hayes.
Jim Ross was all in on El Gigante.
Jim Ross did fake Diesel and fake Ramon, even though he thought it stunk. Yeah. When is he not taking his marching orders? When is he gone? You know what? Fuck this. Michael Hayes is at the booth with JR and he goes, you ready to rock? And then he says, goes to JR's thing where he's like, you got to learn about the business. You got to get your reps. You got to do this. Michael Hayes turns to him and goes, you take the nuts and bolts of this deal and I'll do what I was put here to do. Which, by the way, that's an incredibly sad statement. Because JR's like, here at the booth or on Earth, and it's just like, and he goes, both. And it's like, you think... because he's very religious. God put you on this earth to talk about fake fighting. That's your purpose in life, to do this and do like hard drugs and be racist.
Yeah,
I wish we could watch that documentary about the Bible group that wrestles, because it's so good.
Why can't we?
It's a ministry, a youth ministry.
Well, why can't we watch it?
Oh, we could. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We've thrown it around a few times, or I have.
Yeah.
Because there's politics in it, even in the youth ministry wrestling shows. And AJ does one. I think.
Is this Vince Russo's ministry show that he was
No.
getting off the ground?
But like they think the owner's pushing himself too hard.
It's always the fucking same.
And the wives are involved.
No, Lord.
Fucking hell. We gotta watch. You know what? We might have to do a JR break just to do this real quick. Just pinch this one off real quick. So UWF, Universal Wrestling Federation, it's syndicated. And this is Bill Watts' strategy against the WWF. This is in a quote. We put on a great by God wrestling show. That's Tony Khan's strategy. Mid-South Tony. There it is. And JR says we had the roster to do it too. And I was going to read these names and get just kind of like verbal from Gus and Larry. Because again, I don't watch any old Terrors. I miss me with that. I'm gonna read the names and you just go, yeah, that is a guy on a roster that could compete with the WWF in 1986 or not. Dr. Death Steve Williams.
No.
No, that's a no. Yeah, yay or nay? No, Larry.
Wait. What are you doing here?
Yay or nay? This is JR's dream roster to compete with WWF in 1986.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
He's like, we've got the horses. And I was reading the list and I was like,
yeah, you're right.
Not really.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm there. Okay, yes. I'm out on Dr. Death as well. Keep going.
Okay, so he's not a horse. One Man Gang.
No,
not a horse. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
No.
That's a maybe and a no. I was also a maybe, and then the more I thought about it, because he was a little guy.
Yeah.
No.
But with Missy.
Oh, that's true. I didn't, because I just underlined along with the beautiful Missy Hyatt. You know what? I'm back to a maybe. Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You can run with that guy. Bill Irwin.
No.
The Fantastics.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Wow.
I'm building a strong tag division. I'm taking the Fantastics.
Not the fabulous ones, the Fantastics. Tommy Rogers and who was the other one? Bobby
Were they in
Fulton?
the UWF? Were they in the UWF? You got to work with the UWF roster. Were the fabulous ones in there?
All right, that's fine. I'm out.
No. Let Gus
I'm not
cook.
selling anyone. Yeah. Cook with the
let Gus cook.
I'm
Fantastics.
gonna make a tag division. We're gonna.
Remember, you have the Freebirds too. So that he lists the Freebirds.
DiBiase.
Yeah.
Chris Adams.
No.
Well, yeah, in '84, fuck yeah, he was awesome.
86. Yeah, this is 86.
And that's when he was awesome till. So
Okay.
yeah,
Terry Taylor.
No.
No, not seriously.
Is he believing the good word yet? Or are we on the Vince Russo timeline?
I don't think so. I think he's
Yeah.
in his
I would love to go
sinning
back in
days.
time and show Terry Taylor a picture of Vince Russo now and be like, you're going to spend so many evenings in diners talking to this guy about Jesus. And just watch his face drop. You just can't stop talking about Jesus to this guy. At a Denny's. Rick Steiner
Yes.
Yeah.
and Sting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't ready then. I mean, he was still a few years off, but
Yeah. And then last and also least, among others. Just all those other
Yes.
guys.
Boy, that's not much of a roster, though.
that's not. And you're
Those
trying
are
to
the
team
top.
with the WWF,
Yes.
who's like
He's-
pillaged every regional star at this point.
Yes. That's the roster that can do it. Those are and JR's, those are the top names.
Hmm.
And Bill Irwin is in there.
Maybe he belongs in the others pile.
Is he the goon?
Yes.
Okay.
He goes up to Vince. He's like, remember when I was on that Dream roster and we were competing with you in the UWF?
Bill Irwin.
By the way, I'm Bill Irwin. He's introducing himself. He looks at Michael Hayes and he could tell that he liked the gig. And that he was smart enough to know that the more hats you wore, the more valuable you were to people. And I did write, hats like a fedora festooned with a large feather. Is that what he wears? Around the is he wearing? He walks into the writers' meeting. He's got the goofiest hat you've ever seen on his head.
Hey, yes, okay. Festooned. Get out of here.
Michael was a free bird in and out of the ring. It wasn't in his character, it was his mentality, his way of thinking. And yes, I wrote, racist. I'm not just somebody that flies it's just not a gimmick to fly the stars and bars. It's me. It's really me. He writes, yes, they were just playing renegade Southern rockers. They were that. Watts says, baby faces are not stupid. Which nobody in the WWF has ever. Paul Levesque has never listened to a Bill Watts booking lesson. He's still, to this day, maybe it's a little less, but it's a very common trope now in WWE that the baby faces are just dumb as shit. Everyone's nodding in agreement furiously.
I'm saying, are you making a point? What are you saying?
Yeah. Well, Paul Levesque idolized Dusty and all that. He's a booker of the year. And he still keeps up to a lot of Vince tropes. And I would say Vince is one of the worst bookers of all time. That's what I say. I think Vince sucks. As a booker and a human.
Well, no one ever. I don't. It's that weird thing of, is Vince the booker or not?
It's a reflection of the directions that
of the country.
Yeah, he's kind of
Vince McMahon is Andy Warhol.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't. Listen, Dusty got shit at the end, but I just watched that '85 Great American Bash. Where the crowd is hot as fuck for that stuff that Dusty's booking.
Yeah,
and I've seen the weekly TVs. That doesn't resemble what Paul does at all.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and that. Look, legitimately, people have said that Tony Khan is obsessed with Mid-South. He's done podcasts about it where he's just talked about Mid-South. I would say you can find more lessons of Bill Watts' booking, like of somebody that's, as Dave Meltzer would tell you, Tony Khan was a student. He read The Observer, don't you know? He was a student. Then Paul Levesque, who Dave also says equally, well, we have similar minds. We're both students, dare I say, of the game. But I don't ever see it in Paul. I don't actually see it in Paul's booking. Any of these, logic. Yeah. I know Dave is grasping at it's more logical than Vince's. It's still silly. He still adheres to quite a. I'm just trying to tie in a little more.
I mean, remember in his book, he liked that Russo. He pitched the Stephanie drugging storyline. Like that's his idea of.
Maybe he's a little bit of soap opera-y down at the end. And he's a guy that's like, he's still, I think if you went to him and go, do you think you make movies? He'd be like, well,
I think he isn't lying when isn't lying. It depends on when you ask him. He was a guy who watched New York. That's it. So the Ric Flair fandom is all revisionism. You know what I mean? He was only watching fucking...
He does present
Captain
himself
Lou
as
Albano versus Killer Kowalski.
Yeah.
Baron Mikhail Cicluna.
Yeah.
He does with NXT and this. He still likes to kind of present himself as like the Auteur version of Vince.
Yeah.
Paul Levesque Criterion Closet win. When do I get to see him pluck through the Criterion Closet?
I would be so interested to have him curate something to see what he picks.
What's that movie he was in? He's picking that.
No, I mean, but
Chaperone.
matches. Do it for matches, though.
Oh, I really want him in the Criterion Closet. Why do I think that the Chaperone is in the Criterion
He's
Closet?
going to pick Heat.
Don't know if you've ever seen this, Michael Mann. He knows Michael Mann. Just an absolute powerhouse performance from, Pacino's doing so little, De Niro's doing so little, Pacino's doing so much. Two titans. Very similar to when two titans. That's what we like to see in wrestling. Two titans facing off.
Sort of the irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
He's staring at Robert De Niro on the cover, and he's like, kind of reminds me of Bret Hart, the De Niro of our business. Just to be clear.
Oh, what a silly analogy, Brett.
You shouldn't live something like that down. Robert De Niro did Mean Streets, Brett. What did you ever do? Never in a million years. That's like one of his first things.
He invented the ladder match around the same time.
he's like Johnny Boy ladder match. Same thing. Yeah. We're both. If you want to know how I feel about Robert De Niro, the fact that I quoted one of his first things as his high water mark and never to reach those heights again. Michael Hayes. Okay, he's still free. Okay. Baby faces are not stupid. Michael whispers to JR at the booth, watch stiff me on the Superdome payoff. And JR is a watch soldier, so he goes, I did know. Everyone knew. He just won't stop bitching about it. Then JR, this is a lot of how these chapters have been going, where he'll be talking about just kind of generic business, and then all of a sudden I was starting to feel down, like I was heading into a dark place. I should have said it to someone, but that wasn't the way men were taught to deal with their thoughts.
No, you go out back with the hammer and the sack, and you take care of your emotions.
JR stopping by pet stores. I just need whatever's not.
Give me a sack full.
Just a sack and whatever's not the runts. Give me the runts.
God.
He goes back and hands back the bag. Ugh, dark. JR goes, I went to see a bartender. I was drinking, smoking, working, sleeping
Trying to free my mind.
Repeating the process over and over. I believed 100% in what we were doing. I don't know what to say to JR at this point. It's just like he loves it. He loves it.
JR could have easily taken his skills and gone to work for a AAA ball team or something, right?
You'd think. He did the grocery store and he was crawling out of his skin.
But you could do media buys and advertisings for something sports related.
Well, remember he started his own company and left it.
Yeah.
He could fucking.
I think it's the being in the same place. JR likes to move. It seems, at least it comes across. He likes to move around. He wants to be traveling.
Guys who sell ads for radio or TV, you always got a fucking job if you can do that.
Yeah, of course.
He's the ultimate schmoozer. He could, you know what I mean? He
would have been the Cherry Chapin WOLD guy, just hopping town to town, singing.
Just put down some roots, bud.
He doesn't want to put down roots. Him and Chris Jericho, they're gypsies. JR nodding along, sipping Crown, going, "We're gypsies, brother. You said it." JR even writes it. Following the circus. It's this. He's an artist. He's a little, wanting to come out. They're doing something. It's a crazy carny life. I'm just watching Larry process.
I'm just thinking. I feel like we don't see people party anymore on social media. We don't see the wrestlers party.
I mean, Matt Riddle is probably the last one, right?
It's not a good one. Well, Undertaker would tell you. That wise old oak, he would tell you they don't party anymore. They're playing the damn Mario Kart.
Or they're just getting, okay, I guess they could be zooted out of their mind and doing Mario Kart, which could be. I don't know.
I'd rather be.
Hiding it. Maybe they're.
I know. Like, do you have? Like, I know
It's a nerdy drug use versus like a dirty,
well, honestly,
cool
the
50s
whole
drug use.
weed legalization thing probably helps out a ton. It's a lot easier.
You don't have to be.
Yeah, it's true.
Undertaker's like, you're not stoned unless you're absolutely making crazy decisions. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be dribbling. There used to be dribbling in the locker room. Now they're just playing video games, being kind of slightly buzzed, enjoying their life. What happened to everybody just being passed out? I would rather, and I hate Mario Kart. I just don't like that. I'm not a Mario Kart guy. I'd rather be stoned playing Mario Kart than have a dyed black ponytail sticking out of my bandana at age whatever the fuck he is.
What, you don't want to be playing dominoes with the Bone Street crew on the back of the bus? Drinking Jack from the bottle?
Pretending to drink Jack from the bottle.
I think everybody knows how I would say it. But if I'd like to go back in time and then pass by that room in the hallway and go, gay! One of those old classics. The Bone Street Crew. Imagine that. You're wrestlers, fake wrestlers, and you're getting that tattooed. Like you're a real gang, like a biker gang.
Because those are the guys you go to strip clubs with. Basically, right?
Yeah. And you're fucking driving around going like, I didn't tuck my chin and my head hurts now.
What a life.
Vince didn't pay me enough, but he's like our dad. Can't wait to play dominoes.
The Bone Street crew felt so feckless because all those guys didn't even seem to be enough to have jobs. Savio Vega.
It was a response to the click, was it not?
Yeah, Papa Shango.
We'll give ourselves a name too.
Who?
Is there not one person in the locker room to go, this is the dumbest shit? One group of grown men is calling themselves the Click. Another group of grown men over there are calling themselves the BSK, the Bone Street Crew, with a K. They're both gossiping about each other. But they're also the toughest guys in the room.
Person's hand. We're taking him to wrestling court.
Yes. We have to shake our hands. We're always introducing ourselves. Make the man. This person's pulling their hair out. Make the man stop. Only in a world of professional wrestling would Mark Calloway be owed any respect. Only in that twisted, weird world would anybody bother.
Yeah.
So
he's right behind Dwayne, and guys, you hope what a fraud they are is exposed someday. Widely.
I mean, I think the Undertaker was exposed when he had his documentary. They had the thing where Vince made him wait. And Vince is coming from the gym and kind of just is like, "Oh, you're here."
Was when he got sent to the Cavaliers game to meet LeBron James.
There you go. That too. They have footage in that documentary of the match where he keeps asking Vince if he did good, and Vince is clearly like, yeah, like you're like, this is too much. It's also, you guys, what are the ages there? Did I do good, Dad? You did the same shit you always do, only this time you got concussed. I don't know what you want from me. He's looking at Jim Ross says, all the work did was give me a little time to forget just how badly I thought of myself in my own head. And I wrote, sounds like a guy who should go work for Vince McMahon. He's looking at Cowboy Bill Watts and he's seeing fleeting signs that Bill is also like crumbling on the inside. He's losing his lust for life. 1987. The decline in sale. I don't know how familiar you guys are with the death of UWF. I tried. I was looking up old observers. I was looking up, recaps of the observers, trying to be like, what did Dave say about this? Because I had that. Okay, and then the other problem I have, when you type in oil industry UWF, JR said it. Mick Foley said it.
Okay.
Multiple people.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're bringing this up because I did a lot of research today.
Yeah, okay, good.
Because, and again, I think it's from Sex Lies and Headlocks, so it's probably from JR.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. That this is what caused. And then, like, as an adult now, I'm like, why don't I ever hear about this great 1986 oil crisis? Like,
yeah, that's true. I've never questioned that until now.
Well, and then JR was going through it and going, he's doing the trope of, well, they didn't have jobs, so it was more about how did we get bread on the table and then buy a ticket. And it's like Dave has the whole thing of, I can't remember what promoter it was. Vince, I know adhered to this, that I don't care if the circus is in town. I don't care if it was stormy that day or it snowed that, that's just excuse. Don't send me back a house show report and be like, well, they did have that concert the night before, so maybe that's why we didn't draw.
mm-hmm.
So JR going through like, well, everybody in Oklahoma lost their job. It's like, well, what were you charging?
It was a recession. I mean, in the country, 87 was Black Monday or whatever the fuck it was.
If you were national, shouldn't your TV support you going into other markets then to offset Oklahoma?
But the way I heard it pitched was they were trying to get too big when they were too small to get big, but they were also too small. They were bigger. They were in that weird middle area.
I mean, think about as a territory, it's one of the weaker geographically. I mean, there's no fucking big cities. New Orleans, that's it. You don't. It's not Atlanta. It's not even fucking Greensboro. So yeah, they were. Listen, looking at that fucking roster we just looked at, that's like more depressing than ever.
They were punching above their weight, quite frankly, in the exposure that they were able to.
Yeah.
Well, then he's writing this and it's 1987. It's like, I don't know, WWE seems to be doing okay. I know you know what I mean. Like they're going around to different cities.
Yeah.
And another thing is, JR keeps kind of going. It wasn't the book. Just to be clear, it wasn't the booking. If you think it was Watts', it wasn't. Okay. He says the TV ratings were stronger than an acre of garlic. They did not lose one station due to ratings. Okay. He kind of blames the top stars. We're hearing rumors that they could, get more money in New York. So all the stars started leaving and going to WWF.
That's kind of the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because they fed so many guys there.
Yeah. I mean,
Duggan, CBS,
Orndorff.
I also think he's downplaying a little bit. That Crockett's still around too. I feel like they're also kind of I know you can say the ratings were better. Whatever. Crockett seemed to be
still going at that point.
Yeah.
The way Dave was painting it was that Crockett was doing better.
WCCW World Class is still like doing shit.
Yeah.
So JR is, he's seeing Bill, go within himself, and he finally says one day, I got an idea. Why don't you sell? I could ask Crockett if he was interested in buying $2 million. Excuse me? What? Excuse me?
Another JRism.
Huh? You get us $2 million, I'm out. JR writes, I was making more money than I ever had in my life, but I was living at the Quality Inn in Glenpool, Oklahoma. Now estranged from my second wife, I was pretty much just existing as a human being.
Crown Royal at the
Uh,
Quality Inn.
So yeah, JR is he's just bones, muscle, and meat, and
Yeah, like
skin.
Hogan
Just
called it a meat suit.
he's just a meat suit soaked in crown, high as a kite.
You know what though? Yeah, going back, if he was making $330K, dude, buy a fucking house. Like, you don't need to live in the Quality Inn. Like, that's
Yeah.
a you choice.
Yeah.
He says Watts. He brings up the debt that a lot of people do when they write about Watts. There, he finally kind of goes, "Oh yeah," and also Watts was deeply in debt. It also was a contributing factor.
I think JR is mama's boy. He wanted those first two wives to be mom. And so when he's without them, right, he is, mama's boy at college for the first semester, and he's stuck there. That's why he's living in a fucking hotel. That's why he's got money.
He's got like the 5 dress
You
shirts.
need somebody to wash and turn over the sheets.
Uh-huh.
He's going to the Quality Inn front desk and going, "Can you wash these 5 dress shirts for me?" And then bring them back, and they're like, "Okay, sure."
Oh man, this needs to be made into a TV series. I'm convinced now.
Just an Oklahoma Southern boy who's you can do that, where he's slightly an operator. You're watching his little rise, but he's also just.
But then you just do like the Mad Men thing where you got like the world's current events happening in the background at the same time.
And you always cut to Brett watching those current events on another TV. That's how you know the event's happening. Brett's watching them, and then you just cut back to JR. But JR's just big wet eyes over everything. As he learns lessons. Who do you get to play as? Do we even know? Who do we get to play as wives?
Oh.
Stocking with some solid supporting,
I would do Julianne Moore for Jan, the third wife.
Whoa. Okay, Jan. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to throw in some heavy hitters just because they're not going to have a lot of stuff to do, but then you just go, "Oh man."
Second one could be. Are they going to be in flashbacks, so they need to be age appropriate?
Just make it like Toni Collette is one. She's always going to deliver or something. She can go big.
Yeah.
And then who's somebody that's kind of
it was probably like a Southern Belle, the first one.
Sydney
right?
Sweeney. Do Sydney Sweeney.
Sure.
Sydney Sweeney to Toni
Sydney
Collette.
Sweeney she needs to be who was the girl in Tatum Brown?
Oh no.
No. Sydney Sweeney is
Preacher's
Georgiana
daughter.
Shea. That's who she is. She gets to say WrestleMania. What's a WrestleMania?
Okay. Who's playing Bill Watts? Can Vince Vaughn play Bill Watts?
Yeah. Sure can. I feel like he needs to do cocaine though. Cocaine Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn would go. He's too off book. He'd be going. You give me $2 million, Bubba. You get me $2 million. You can do that, huh? Too shy.
Yeah, that's fine.
You give me that.
Doesn't
I'm
have
out.
to be
I'm out.
1-to-1.
He's just going. He's rattling off. I guess that's good. Yeah, somebody just rattling at JR.
$2 million, I'm out.
Yeah.
I could see the
I can go
cowboy
with that.
doing speed,
That's
getting
We set up back.
paranoid.
We have a cocktail. We go to the Quality Inn. Huh? Have a good time. Huh?
Go
You
ahead.
stay?
Yeah.
Communal pool.
He's checking the oil futures in the USA Today and just
So was the oil thing a bullshit thing?
no, it did crater. It was the lowest
Okay.
since 1974. But yeah, it didn't seem to
Bill
affect-
Watts is surrounded by pink paper and red stamps, and he's going, "Gas is so expensive right now.
Like-
It's going to be the end of me."
Yeah, unless Bill Watts just invested the entire company tied to an oil company, then maybe it could have fucked things up.
Well, look, he says he over-leveraged by signing wrestlers to exclusive contracts. Wait a minute. Where's Kevin Nash?
Yeah.
And was losing up to $50,000 a week. But more importantly, his passion for the business was leaving him.
Yeah, who the fuck did he have signed? The one-man gang paying him guaranteed money?
When you have the chance to sign
Dr.
Bill
Dev
Irwin,
gotta be locked down.
you sign Bill Irwin to an exclusive contract, or you get the fuck out. You have to sign that man. You make
Terry
sure he
Taylor.
doesn't work for anybody but you.
I gave the snowman guaranteed money and he smoked it all up.
JYD ate it. Smoke man smoked it. When will I ever learn, Jim?
I'm over leveraged, Jim.
I'm over leveraged. $50,000 at least a week. JR writes, I knew what my play was. I could see what was coming over the horizon. I knew how best to shift gears to not only survive the oncoming realities, but make sure everyone benefited. I came in as a gopher, taking notes, buying cigars, and whiskey for Leroy. Now, I found myself on a private jet. He's going to Atlanta to talk to the Crockett's. He's at the Millionaire hangar in Atlanta. So they get right to business, and JR comes in going, well, we just were wondering if you wanted to work with us to fight back on Vince, and all that. And they're like, yeah, that'd be interesting. And they're not really kind of saying one thing or the other. He goes, well, Watts was kind of thinking that if you weren't interested in working together, that he would sell, that he was going to sell and get out of the business. And Crockett's like, how much? And JR says, $4 million. And then he writes, my personal split was going to be 5% of the overall sale price, so I brought up the number to give me room to negotiate. And they're thinking about, those TV contracts, And then JR writes, my percentage of a deal of that would give me room to plan my own next move. I wanted to go home, but I had nothing to go home to. Okay. What's your next move?
That scene, that's...
I wanted to go back home. Well, I always have to sit on this money and think about my next move. It's definitely not repairing any damage. Cowboy saw it as a respectable way to get out. Sold out on top. And he calls Bill. The Crockett's go, let's talk. We'll talk about it. He calls Bill and goes, hey, I just sold the company for $4 million. And looking into it, Larry also looked into it. Dave was like, no fucking way, $4 million. No fucking way. And essentially they're just buying some TV contracts and some rings and, And JR does cover it. He's like, that didn't really, the $4 million thing, no.
Okay.
Part 4, Crockett, 1987. They decide that UWF is going to run as a separate league from WCW. They'd be kept separate, and they're going to work towards a super show, which JR pitched to Crockett. He goes, if you buy UWF, you could run a Super Bowl.
We'll call it the NWO.
JR is now just an on-air talent. Okay? And he could feel the pressure of trying to be all those things to all those people slowly lift from his shoulders. All the promo days and the making the ads. But he goes into the dressing room. This goes to a point we make over and over. He goes in the dressing room, and it was just people smoking, people ribbing, people telling stories, people sleeping, people playing cards, hangovers, ball breaking, jostling. Wrestling was a sophomore locker room for oversized men with oversized egos. It's like, yeah, it's this. He was like, he's kind of, he's like, I can't believe it. Their locker room's just like ours.
Yep.
And JR writes, I felt totally at home. I went, oof. Your home, you got 2 of them, like, already. You've racked up 2 homes, not counting the Quality Inn. This is where he feels home? And this is where I was like, JR's got, he's not writing about it, but he's got some kind of, what's a wrestling version of wanderlust? What's of like not wanting to be at home? Is it home?
Yeah.
It's like turn the page from Bob Seger.
There you go.
That's good use of the saxophone.
He listens to Bob Seger. Yeah, he listens to Bob Seger and goes, finally, somebody gets me.
Turn the page.
My 13 years in the business so far were wide-ranging and diverse. And he meets Marty Lund. And he just writes out like, that guy.
No. He's flashing. Well, he says he met him years
He
early.
always sees him, but he saw him years early, and he knew that he would be good someday.
Yeah.
Yes. Arn Anderson.
Damn straight.
Then he sees Ric Flair, because the Horsemen are standing together. He's kind of doing that thing. He sees that he's going through the cast there a little bit. Ric Flair's there. Flair had come to work with Watts several times. And this is where he reveals that at that time when Flair would come through, that it was his job to tag along and make sure that the Nature Boy got everything he needed.
Everything that he needed.
That, more often than not, meant bar time, serious bar time. And I was a willing accomplice to those many long nights. And I wrote, this is the important work you were doing? Remember the chapter preview? He's like, it's just wrestling all the time. And I was committed to that. And it's like, sorry, kids. Sorry, I have to sit at a bar and watch Ric Flair and drink with him. It's important work.
No, I can't go to your...
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not... I know. Divorce number 2. But this has to be done. It's important work.
I'm getting angry just imagining myself living that lifestyle.
So selfish.
I love sitting at a bar. I like to chop it up.
And
but
Ric Flair is still doing this.
Yeah, but at what night?
No one left to... Who is that person today that goes to the bar with him to make sure he doesn't crap himself?
But it's 1987. How many stories does he have? He hasn't even, it's not even the 90s yet. What is he talking about? What possibly could you just be sitting there going like, yep, and then watching him
oil
do
crisis. How about this?
You believe the oil crisis? Oh my god. And then just what? It's watching him do his like whatever he calls flirting for him, like
his penis air helicopter gimmick.
I guess JR kind of like foreshadows that with him watching Ali do the coin trick over and over and just feigning the same kind of interest over and over again. Like, wow. It's just prepping him to sit there and watch Ric Flair and go, watch this, baby. And you're like, yep, got it.
There's a possibility we could witness this.
I'm going to make a bet that can never be proven. I bet 100% that Ric Flair would tell other women about JR's cock. And talk about how thick it was. Look at it. You wouldn't think it, but look at he's got a unit, that kind of thing. And JR's just sheepishly kind of taking his drink. Those Oklahoma boys.
Let's write down some names so that when we meet Rick, we get him on the subject.
Just say JR to him. Yeah. Watch it. You could just walk him and go, how big is JR's dick? Would he be mad about that, or would he? At what drink does he like? I want to answer that question.
If he's 7 in, he'll answer it.
Brother, he's so sleepy. Brother, I'm telling you. He shits himself. Good times.
Why is he shitting himself?
Because that was in the Tampa thing.
I know. I'm just asking.
He's accentuating his point. He's underlining. You're like, oh, okay.
He's like the wheelchair guy in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. He says that Nate had already put out the good word about me. And I wrote, years later, brother, you just wait. Jim says, you're going to be play-by-play. Jim Crockett says to JR, you're going to be play-by-play. And Bob here is going to be color. He's talking about Bob as Bob Cottle.
That's right.
An impeccably dressed man who wore thick glasses. That's how he's described. JR says, Bob, I don't have any agendas about wanting to lead off the segments. Oh, Jim, it's okay. That's what they want. It's no problem at all. And JR's like, what a class act, this guy. And he's learning and he's watching. And then he writes, it was my goal from the second I entered that first day in Richmond Coliseum that I would eventually make the lead announce team on a TBS. I said, you just told Bobby you have no agenda. Because that was his spot, by the way. He
He's
just
the operator.
Then Crockett goes by and goes, Jim, we're going out for some drinks tonight if you're interested. Oh, Dusty's there as the booker, you know. And JR is JR, as he has been in this book. I didn't have to be asked twice. I was a newly single guy in a new job in a new city. I wrote, Jim.
You think Dusty Rhodes is going to be your wingman and get you some...
I don't know. It's just like, this is just his embrace of like, this is my life. And it's like, it doesn't have to be. You know, you don't, like Larry said, you don't have to stay at the Quality Inn.
Maybe make that extra phone call home.
So,
but where is home, Jim?
Home is with the circus.
Doesn't have to be.
But he fell in love with the circus, listening to all those baseball games on the radio and Martin Luther King speeches. It's going to be Jim Crockett, Dusty Rhodes, and JR. Me, the boss, and the booker. I knew this was a great opportunity to show them both just how professional, trustworthy, and mature I was. Which is a lead-in, a joke to lead into, they're all drunk in Jim Crockett's driveway playing horse. Basketball, you know.
Mm-hmm. Dusty Rhodes posting up on you.
Yeah, Dusty asked through his familiar lisp, you sure you want this, baby? It's 2 a.m. Dusty says, $100. Say I whoop Jim Ross's Oklahoma ass. And again, there's no lisping patois in there. It's just spelled out. It's not spelled out bucks. It's spelled bucks. This is where I think maybe there's some kind of miscommunication between the guy writing this for JR or JR writing it, telling it. Dusty asks for, where's the $100? And JR can't find his wallet. And he writes, Dusty pointed to the floor. Oh, floor? They're on a driveway. Have you ever called the driveway? Like you said, it's there on the floor, on a outside.
What if it was an indoor court?
But they're in the driveway.
Doesn't specify that, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the driveway. Because the wife, Jim Crockett's wife, is watching from the window.
Oh,
whatever reason. I don't know. Floor got me where I was like, pointed to the floor. I mean the ground.
Oh well, hang on. That's like a Southern thing.
You think?
Where they refer? No. Not think. I hear it in cop videos all the time. They refer to the ground outside as the floor. I know.
Really?
It's very
like
bizarre.
Get on the floor could mean get on the grass.
We wrestle around the floor.
I would get shot in the South then because I'd be like, what are you talking about, the floor?
The floor?
Yeah.
Dusty says, so yes, Jim Crockett's wife is at the top window of their house looking at three drunk fools. Watch this guy, Dusty says to Crockett. These Okies are born cheaters. JR writes, Dream bounced the ball in my direction, and he's so drunk he doesn't realize that he bounces the ball and it just hits him in the face. Crockett says, oh, Spaulding right in the kisser. Dream is as shit-faced as me. Crockett goes to bed. They don't even notice. He turns off the lights in his driveway. JR chalks it up to it's Texas versus Oklahoma. You got to bring it back to the States, brother. Mano a mano. Stocky versus stocky. He says that, they're he's kind of painting this picture where they're playing horse, they're exchanging the money back and forth, they're talking also about life. And again, yes, JR's learning and listening. What stayed put was the sense that we understood each other. And they're talking about Vince isn't going to give up that easy. Oh, I know. Hey, what are you going to say about who won? And JR's like, you did. He's like, that's right. He goes, I'm never beat the Booker. Does like, oh yeah, that's right. These are moments for JR. He's operating.
Yeah.
He's going to always be the consigliere. You want to keep going?
Do one more chapter.
Let the games begin. 1987. JR is renting a condo in Dallas that has a communal pool. And he writes that communal pool was frequented by ladies, which meant I was always feeling communal. JR is horny. He's making the same money he was making with Bill, that same 6 figures, roughly, he adds. He's enjoying Crown Royal and the occasional herb, which, his honor to get in his headspace, and it's a great headspace. I'm doing the JR gimmick. As I lay poolside with the sun beating down on me, I wrote, me from the future. No, JR, no!
SPF, JR, SPF.
Yeah.
That makes sense now, though.
That would be horrible if he was like, the sun beating down on me, and I'm not one of these guys that's going to slather myself with, it's just not for me. And you're going, oh, no.
That's probably from being a kid, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From when he worked on the farm, I mean.
Certainly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Crockett has recently said something to JR. And JR cannot get it out of his head. Oh, you're renting? I thought you were one of the smart guys in the business, Jim.
Oh, this goddamn oil crisis.
And JR's like, in this economy? I'd lose my house. Jimmy Crockett, my new boss, had made that passing comment, and it started bothering me. And so now we got italics were in JR's mind. Did he think I wasn't committed?
We're family. We don't got room for.
Don't you want to put down roots, Jim? He doesn't. Does JR tell? He doesn't want to tell Crockett about the 2 broken marriages. He's like, it's a bad look. It means I can't be committed.
Oh, Crockett already knows. I think he's telling his lieutenants. He's like, but the guy's got 2 failed marriages. Can he even commit to something like this? Correct.
My mom and dad have been together how long? Don't even know.
Shit, we do a full cup after my father. You ever hear about it?
I don't know what he's talking to now. He's talking. Who's one of Crockett's lieutenants? Grizz Smith? Has he found his way yet?
Crockett's lieutenants. Huh.
Hey, it's me, Kevin Sullivan. Oh no, what was the other guy? Mike Graham.
Was Barnett Broker in any of this?
I think he does bring up Barnett, but it feels like it was something outside of this, though. I can't remember.
I don't know. That's weird. I don't really know who was backstage in roles like that at the time.
Dusty.
Nothing
and that's
comes to
about-
mind. Yeah, it was just Crockett, and then Dusty
Does
was
anybody ever
under him.
talk about Dusty lieutenants, like Dusty's like guys?
Well, yeah, he
No.
had Jody Hamilton.
Okay,
That
that would be the way to go about it.
The guys who always had jobs like in the credits of the 1993 WCW shows.
Craig Leather.
Leaf
Yeah,
fitting.
they were listed under special assistants to Dusty Rhodes. And yeah, Jody Hamilton was always in there. Probably Black Jack Mulligan.
In JR's mind, did he think I wasn't committed enough to buy a house in Dallas? Because I didn't have faith in his company? Did he think I wasn't smart enough to see the benefits of buying a house? What a weird thing to think. Maybe he thinks I don't understand the real estate market? Do you think I couldn't afford it? I don't know. He's paying you. What do you mean? Did he think... What? My ego and paranoia began to double team me.
Well, that is kind of it's a dick rich guy thing.
Yeah, that's all it is. He's just being an asshole.
Yeah.
He's also subtly knowing JR that he's got him by the balls, so like be on your best behavior.
Well, he brings up that, the new Dallas office, which everybody moved to, which also Dave was like, that can't be a good move for these people. Everyone's driving a Cadillac. Even Crockett himself. It's limos, it's fur coats, it's Rolex watches. The company has 2 private planes, a 14-seat Gulfstream called the Jabroni Jet, and then a 10-seat Falcon that typo is called Start Dust. After Booker Dusty Rhodes. Whoops. And so, because he was bullied by, what a thing to say, he was bullied by Crockett, he buys a new house. A house I didn't need and didn't want. He just wanted to prove, you're not going to, Jim Ross needs you to know he is dedicated. He is a loyal soldier. So if you make an innocuous comment about him not owning a home, he's going to buy a fucking house. Even if it puts him in the poorhouse. He's going to be like, I'm moving into a house. Remember what you said last week about me not buying a house? Well, I bought a house. He brings up Crockett's booking of Starrcade. It's going to main event with Ric Flair versus Ronnie Garvin. And he wrote that Garvin being the champion was a mistake.
Fuck this.
And what? And he says,
Fuck
hey,
JR. That's what I wrote down when I read this.
He goes, hey, I'm not talking about his ability. Great guy, great ability, hell of a worker.
Hands of fucking stone, Ronnie Garvin.
But the way the run up to the match was booked did Garvin no favors.
He says he wasn't terribly charismatic. And
He
didn't
also says
project
that.
a lot. Yeah. Come on.
But he says, hell of a worker. Just not, JR likes charisma. Ernie Ladd. He saw him at the roast beef buffet.
Ronnie was always pretty fiery on promos. I don't know. He was
Who's
over
charismatic then? Who would have you put the belt on, JR?
Dr. Death.
Dr. Death. Braille Irwin. All that. You remember the roster. One-man gang. He says, Vince is trying to take down, doing his little games with Crockett, but also Crockett's own booking was doing a good hatchet job. And I was like, Crockett? Is he talking about the company? Or just who's he putting at the feet? Who's booking? It's Dusty. I know he just had a little moment with them, but just call it out.
Yeah.
Vince dispatched, one of Vince's little moves was dispatching Ed Cohen, a rock star in the arena management world. And he was going to go around and negotiate arena deals for Vince. Lock up those buildings. And then they send him down to Louisiana. And the governor there is Edwin Edwards. And JR's like, I'm familiar with him. You know, I used to go down to the Louisiana State Commission, talk to Edwin, you know. So in the early days, he would be sent to Edward's office, the governor's office, with an envelope to make sure the wrestling license wasn't an issue. And at one point, Edwin Edwards says to JR, real concerned for you coming down here with cash. Tell your people, I'll take a check from now on. It's from the bayou.
All right.
And then JR's like, oh, he's not concerned for me, you know. Oh, he doesn't like, you know. He's a.
So what's Edwin say about Mr. Cohen?
Well, hold on. Yeah. So JR hears that Ed Cohen got sent down, and he hears that he was laughed out of the meeting of the Louisiana Athletic Commission. Apparently, this is a quote. Okay, JR quote. Apparently, they found it hilarious that McMahon sent a Jew to see them instead of his Southern wife, Linda. Okay, I don't know. Yeah. Linda's Southern. I guess that would go over a little bit better, I suppose. With Edwin, who was, you know,
I'm sure a good.
you come around here flashing that big envelope of cash, people gonna start asking questions here. He's digging into a crawdaddy.
Can Steve Zahn play him in the JR?
Tremaine? Are we doing Tremaine now?
Yeah.
Okay. That's so funny. Tremaine. I think John Goodman's character was based off of it. So he talks about Clash of the Champions and all that, calling with Tony Schiavone, meeting Tony Schiavone. He doesn't really have, he's like, he was a good guy. Greensboro Coliseum. And then he's like, oh, he finally now kind of goes, oh, what they were, you know, they owned UWF, but they're just presenting them like inferior. You know, it was not they weren't booking them equally like the plan was. And he does call them my UWF brothers were not faring nearly as well as JR. Faring nearly as well. But then he starts looking at Crockett and he starts seeing the same. He looks like Bill Watts when he was losing money. It was a particular look that a man got when he was racking up debt, losing a fight, and looking for a way to move on. And he starts, JR's looking for the exit again, maybe.
I mean, it was barely over a year after he bought UWF that he sold.
I said we finish this. The next one is the dad one. I want to finish this before the last days of Crockett. It's one page. Let's do it. Returning Home, 1988. This is out of, so Crockett's like dying, and then JR hits us with, I hadn't been home in a while. My father and I hadn't been on the best of terms since he and my mom separated. I thought I could give it a shot at maybe getting them back together. No one asked me to, but I decided to give it a try anyway. So I was like, what the fuck? Why did Jay? Why? Yeah, what a thought to have. I thought I could give it a shot to get them back together. Why do you want your mom and dad back together? I don't know.
Come on.
I would never be compelled as an adult with my mom and dad being adults and being like, you guys should be together. But again, I've also grown up entirely with separated parents. Like, so if somebody's like, I'm not in love, I'd be like, they probably really mean that. He's meeting his dad in a Greasy Spoon restaurant in Stillwell, Oklahoma. He's seeing another woman in the area. JR pays for lunch. He wants to, because he wants to show his dad. I've moved on from my failures. I had money in my pocket. The decision to leave and, quote, run away with the circus, unquote, was paying off. He's writing it more gentle, but that's the thought process. They eat. They're not really saying much of anything. They go outside the diner. Well, it was good to see you. You too.
Rock
You
out.
take care, son. Then they're just pausing. It's like movies. They're looking at each other. There's a moment, pause between us. He nodded. His dad nods and turns to leave. How could you do it? He just blurts it out. How could you do it to Mom? There's two sides to every story, son. Now, I'm sorry that things ended up the way they did between me and your mother, but what? What the hell was worth this? You don't know all the facts. Like hell I don't. Now people are starting to look. Listen, son. You need to know that if you keep talking to me the way you're talking, then there'll be consequences to those words. Son or not, you've no place sticking your nose in. You understand me? He was right. Who the fuck was I to lecture anyone on relationships? And then I was kind of just right. I was like, the movie trips.
Yeah.
Because this is what he writes. In a town as small as ours, she was embarrassed by my father's actions. Why? Because, yeah, you know what I mean? Like his father's action. What was his actions? You got anything else you want to say to me now? Jim doesn't. So his dad hugs him. Leave it there then. He headed home to a house he obviously wanted to be in with a lady he loved, and I headed back to the house I didn't want alone. Oof. See what I'm talking about with the JR thing?
About what?
He's just like, I knew JR always had like a dark sense of humor or just a dry sense of humor, but he really like, he wanted to get his grown parents back together, and he's like mad that his dad cheated on his mom.
Well, I mean,
But then he's got 2 broken marriages, and it's like, that's not like getting addressed, where he's just like,
well, but it's,
his dad can't have a normal home life. He can't have a normal home life. He wants to run away with the circus. He wants his dad's respect.
it all makes sense. I mean, I don't know.
He smells a crown. I don't know. Good. Who picked? Did I pick this book? Who picked J.R. Silver? Is this my pick? Good pick, me. Good job, me.
What was the book before this one?
It was Larry's pick. It was You Hated It. What did we just do?
Tatum Brown.
Oh, Tatum Brown. Mick sadly turns off the podcast. They couldn't even fucking remember the book they hate.
Yeah.
It was fine. I liked it. It was good. Worm that tongue.
It gave us lore, I suppose.
Look, Gus, you dropped the worm your tongue thing.
Yeah,
You drop it at the right time.
you can only do that once, though.
Are we going to the territories for the next book? I know it's
Yeah,
not set in stone, but
I think so.
I was thinking today I might keep continuing on JR's journey and just go and just do it again. Be the first repeat, I think, right?
well, Mick. But
We've done both. Oh, yes, you're right. He is the first person we did 2 book. Wow. We haven't even done a Chris Jericho book. Think about that.
No thanks.
you said that about Karrion Kross. You've said that about, who was the other guy we saw just recently? I was like, oh, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. No thanks to Hacksaw. No thanks to Karrion. No thanks to Chris Jericho. Just who do you want to read, Larry?
Bugsy McGraw.
Oh, God.
Me too. I'd read that.
All right, I'm done.
Bye-bye. It's Wilson again. That was fun. I bet it was the best episode ever. You know what you can do to help the workers out? Rate, review, all that good stuff on whatever app you're listening to. Tell us how much you love us. If you want to contact us, it's theworkersclubshow@gmail.com. We got a YouTube, The Workers Club Podcast, a Blue Sky, theworkersclub.org, and we have a Discord where the invite link is left in various places. I'm sure you can find it. That's it. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Bye.
Smile and love each other.